Ito yola. Ono mewo pa. Ave boy bwine Urhobo nyene. Ukoko ni bedi bede buro bede ngode na wakebe. Uneri tu anwane. To bawori yakpo. Ai me jasona. Ye oruna umugoko igbere oruna o.
Yeah, good evening, Urhobo. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of URHOBOCAST right here at Urhobo.UK with Onos, Chanoms and Mejero, Uwejeyah.
Hello.
Hello. Where do we start today? At the last podcast that was made, you know, that podcast was a very, very positive podcast.
Absolutely, very good.
Everyone was buzzing that, you know, there are some light at the end of the tunnel as far as Urhobo in the UK is concerned. And, you know, there was preparation for elections, one election for the whole of Urhobo, so that everyone can come together under one umbrella and start doing things together. One voice, one leadership, you know, and carry on from there. But fortunately, as I speak to you tonight, all those things that we thought would happen somehow fell through. So to speak, we are back to square one. That is not to say that miracles cannot happen as of now. What is doing the rounds right now is that there's going to be a UPU election on the 7th of August. Again, I'm very, very sad to say to Urhobo today that is a factional election. You know the story from day one. Ganiga group, Argos Masoro group. So essentially, it's the Ganuga group that is going to be doing the election now. That is because the agreement that was reached in principle a couple of weeks, about a month ago, somehow fell through. That is because there was no proper understanding, so to speak, or, you know, some people were not very, very happy, or some people were suspicious all over again. You know, that is a ploy to get to the presidency through the back door. Some people say it's a ploy to come and hijack. So everything as I speak.
So many things people want to say.
Yeah?
Lots of things. I said lots of things that people have to say.
Yes. So anyway, let's not talk too much. Let's go to the you know, to the very beginning of things, you know, so that at least we can tell Urhobo people how, or the way we see it, Mejero.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
but before we go into this Urhobo thing, yeah, let's talk about you and I. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. The Urhobo people are trying, but I'm doing very good.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you doing? We've had a very busy few weeks.
Yes, you know. You know, it hasn't been easy, but to tell you the truth, you know, these past few days I have rested a bit, though.
Last week it was bliss. Yeah. I think I sent you a message and said, I'm resting. I had a good rest. I've had a good rest.
Oh, man. Urhobo Matters is not easy. You know, I was at a party a couple of days ago, and a lady was telling me that the Urhobo issues is not an easy issue. And I'm like, well, you can say so, but, you know, I really don't see it that way, though. You know, I think the Urhobo is easy. It's just our people that are making things difficult, isn't it?
I agree with you. It's, but the people are Urhobo, so it is, you know, it's still one and the same thing. Maybe it is, you know, our culture that makes everything so difficult.
Yeah, you think so?
It must be. It just has to be. It just has to be. And I think at some point we're going to have to accept this is the Urhobo way of doing things.
Yeah. They say
Yes.
they say that the Urhobo man is a very proud man.
Very
Yeah.
proud. I've never seen so much pride in one place.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go to, and at all levels, at every single, I think even down to the children, I think it's ingrained into them to
Yes.
be proud. Yeah.
Proud people, like, once they get to a position, like if they stand on a particular position, they don't want to shift.
No.
It will not look
Yeah.
like, well, when you shift your ground, you not look weak, or maybe you now begin to look like a, somebody somebody once said to me that, when you do things in a certain way, you be called a fool.
Yes.
And that is where this pride thing goes. But for me, I believe that the most important thing is the goal.
Yes.
What you intend to achieve. And the way you get to achieve whatever goal that you have set for yourself, whether individuals or groups, I believe that once you get to that goal, you are successful. Sometimes
Really? At the detriment of the people?
No. What I mean is, you as a person, yeah, even if you have to stoop low, like be called a fool, like be called a stupid person.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you get to the goal that you have set for yourself, I think you're successful.
Yes. Okay. I understand that point.
I give you a typical example. Yeah.
Okay.
The average Yoruba man will prostrate for anybody to get to his goal.
Yes.
That does not make him a fool. That does not make him
a weak man.
A weak man or less of a man. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? For me, I'm just thinking that the average Urhobo man, don't want to be seen to be under.
Absolutely.
Everyone want to be on top. Like, whatever I say, I stand by it, and I'm not going to budge. It doesn't actually all go well with negotiations when it comes to, it becomes really, really difficult for there to be compromise, isn't it?
I don't think we Urhobo people, they do compromise very well at all.
Yes.
We can't compromise because we're always right. Each person is always right.
Yeah.
Everybody has a view, and everybody's view is valid.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying the right thing. But we don't actually move forward.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Because I got into this Urhobo matter, with the view that it is not what we are trying to do is not for today.
No.
It's for tomorrow. Lay the groundwork. Things are rough right now, but let's lay a groundwork for people to be able to step on tomorrow. So where I'm looking at it from is not us per se, but a kind of a pedestal for our kids to step.
Most definitely.
And
that resonates with me very personally because I was raised here. I can't speak Urhobo. I understand it. I mean, Urhobo matters a little bit, not as much as some people. But for my children who don't understand anything, it would be nice if there was something left for them.
Yes.
There needs to be something there for them.
Yeah.
And so I do it for my children
to
make sure that they have somewhere to go to, just like yourself. And it's really important.
Yeah. And for these kids, for instance, that we're talking about right now, for that, there has to be like an incentive, something to pull them in, isn't it?
Yes.
There has to be, say something is going on there. Let's go and have a look, And then when you get there, you fall in love with what you're seeing, and then you want to be part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
And
we don't have that for them now.
Exactly. Because what I see, for instance, because when I think about the future of Urhobo, I say right now, as far as the UPU is concerned, or Urhobo matters are concerned, majority, like 95% of the people there are people who migrated from Nigeria. Yes?
Yes.
People who migrated from Nigeria. People who were not born here. Yes? Now, take a look at the society that we are today in the UK, you will find out that we have more Urhobo kids that are born here than the ones that actually came to this country from Nigeria. Or you can put it that 50-50. Yes. Now.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the other 50% that are here, we don't see them at meetings. We don't see them at activities. Very, very few that comes along.
Yeah.
Okay, because we actually have people like you, and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, what is the incentive? You have to be really, really, interested, maybe in history, maybe in the language, maybe in something that has to do with where you come from for us to see people like you.
Yeah.
Now, then worst thing or worst of it is that the infighting that we are experiencing right now,
yes,
does not serve as any kind of incentive for people like you, to come in. For instance, it would be very, very difficult for you to sell Urhobo to your mates.
I if I'm honest, I don't. My cousins say, "Oh, Mejero, I'd really want to. Oh, Mejero, I see what you did. I'd like to get involved in it." But I won't. I won't encourage them because what I see it doesn't make me want to bring them into it, especially as they don't understand the language.
Yeah.
It's hard enough for me as it is. If you don't understand, all you're going to see is people shouting and making noise. And there's nothing constructive, nothing happening. They don't understand what's happening. So to them, it looks as if nothing constructive is happening. Why should they come along? What do they get?
Yeah.
And as a young person, you can't even participate anyway because of our culture is very, so much about respect the elders. As a young person, you can't participate. So it's very difficult. I cannot and I will not bring anybody into the Urhobo community just yet.
Except it's change.
And except there's big change.
Which means we've got so much work to do, Mejero. You know that.
We have. Yes. Which is why I keep standing there, making sure that I'm still there because I know one day we're going to get there. Onos, we have to get there. Come on, we have to get there.
Yes, we have to. I agree with you. And honestly speaking, this whole thing, this whole scenario actually is laughable in the sense that, when you hear certain things, when you hear people speak, you begin to laugh and you're like, do these people even understand what we are talking about?
No.
I give you a typical example. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're talking about this one election,
Yeah.
We have meetings here and there, and then we still seeing people who are still saying, if you ask me, I would say, there is UPU there and there's Urhobo community there. And so if I want to go to the UPU on a certain day, I go to UPU. If I want to go to the Urhobo community, I go to the Urhobo community. So what do you not understand about Urhobo has to be one?
No. And that division, because I've just recently been hearing about it, and people have marked this division so clearly in their minds that that's the way it is. There is, for some people, there is no thought about coming as one together, and that's quite scary to think that people are they're just happy with the way it is, two divided places.
Now, and then I give you something else that I saw in this whole thing. Yes, that it is true that Nigeria, which is the parent body, recognized the Ganiga faction. Yeah, that is who they recognize by virtue of him being sworn in by the late President General Aziza. Yes.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to begin to go into the reason why that happened. Yeah. Yes. Now, whether you like it or not, the other side are not oblivious of that.
Yes.
Yes. Even though they don't want to agree to say it is true that you are the ones being recognized, what their own ground is that the man who is being recognized did not win the election.
Yes.
Yes. Now,
Yes.
when he was sworn in, there was no election. Yes, it was a selection because he was returned unopposed.
Yes.
Yeah, so they just gathered together, put some ballot papers in. He was declared the winner, and he was consequently sworn in. Yeah, so because of that, the other side don't recognize that, because as far as they are concerned, it was done in bad faith. That is number one. It was done in a haste. It was done, the actual swearing in and the election was carried out in anger.
Okay.
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 I say that to you because I've actually listened to the stories from both sides. Yeah.
Yes.
There have been people say, "Oh no, when the President General came to England, to London, there were people who went to his hotel room to go and ambush him, to talk to him from early in the evenings to late in the night. The man couldn't sleep, and then the man asked them, 'What do you actually want?' And they said, 'Oh, we want an election.' The man answered, 'Okay, you people go take 60 days, conduct a fresh election.' And then when the man left, the other side, which is the Omosoro side, refused to come for the election.
Okay, so who do you blame then?
Now, hold on a second. We'll get into that. Yeah. The other side refused to come for the election. Yes. So when the man eventually came and called in the person of Omasoro, for instance, Chief Angus Omasoro, to say, come, he refused to come. Okay, for instance.
Okay.
And then they said, oh, he traveled and he was just incommunicado, for instance. And then the man decided that, you know what, if he's going to behave this way, go ahead with the election. I will swear you in, and then we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Do you understand it?
I understand it.
There was no a tact to say, listen, my children, we shouldn't fight. Yeah? You come. Let's discuss this issue. Let's come to a compromise. Yes? Let's kind of let's agree on something. Let's make a deal. For instance, for me, there was a failure there as far as I'm concerned. Whether you like it or not, you can say to me that, Masoro ran away. Let's do an election. Ganiga was ready for an election. The Masoro side refused to come on board and all that. Now, whether you like it or not, two wrongs don't make a right.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Yes. So if you do anything illegally, yes, two illegal stuff would not make a right. So when he said he's saying that, listen, I want the election and I'm not prepared to go for another one because I don't believe that it's going to be free and fair. For instance, he's got a point.
Angus.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Yeah, he's got a point, generally. Isn't it? Yeah, he's got his point. There's a reason why he said that, isn't it? And then the other side is, as at that particular time, the other side that has written petitions to say, oh, the election was rigged and all that, was happy for another election to be held. It's natural, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, just oppose that. Yeah. Just transfer that scenario into now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see now that the other side, which is the Omasoro side, is now very, very happy to go into an election that is free and fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say that he's happy because when his tenure ended, when Urhobo people went to him to say, you know what, relax, don't hold an election. Let's see how we can get the Ganiga group to come on the table so that we can discuss and hold one election. He accepted. Yes. Wait for the other side and see how we can bring both sides together. Yes. Now I said, if 3 years ago, bring it down to now. The other side is now coming from the position of power, holding the aces now. Yeah. At the beginning, the other side wanted election.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted election. They wanted the first one to be cancelled. So they were happy to go into a fresh election, isn't it?
Yes.
But the other side that felt that they have won, didn't want an election. So bring it back to now.
Yes.
Yeah. This side now want an election. But the other side, who see themselves as being the legitimate UPU, or we are the ones recognized by Nigeria, no longer want that. That. Do you understand it now?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's a game of two halves.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm just trying to paint a picture here, so that at least Urhobo people can understand where both sides are coming from. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it becomes really, really difficult for you to blame both sides, before and now, and begin to say, okay, this. So if you ask me, this is something that all Urhobos need to understand without getting annoyed, without getting angry.
Yeah. We just need to listen to the facts and just take it as it is.
Exactly.
Take emotions out of it and just listen to the facts. And this is the fact. And the biggest fact that I think people just need to, for me personally, the biggest fact that people just need to accept and move on with is that we have one UPU that is recognized in the UK.
Yeah.
And that's it. And once people accept that, then we can move on. But until people accept that, we're always, I don't know. I can't see how we're going to move forward.
Okay, so for instance, if you say there is one UPU that is recognized, are you saying that there is one UPU like the mother UPU in Nigeria, or there is a particular UPU that is recognized in the UK?
So we have one UPU.
Yeah.
Headquarters.
Yes.
Everyone else is a branch.
Yes.
So, and they recognize one branch in the UK.
Yes.
And it's as simple as that.
And who recognized that branch?
UPU in Nigeria.
Okay. What about the UK people who don't believe that that particular branch has got legitimacy?
You see, so I understand that. But just like you said, no, I understand. It's just like you said, they were sworn in. Aziza came, heard the stories, and did everything that he could do. And he swore in and elected president.
Yes.
Whether we as a people like it or not, an elected president has been sworn in.
Yes. So
we as a people now should do everything we can to remove that person.
Okay, now
if that's your grievance, I'm not saying you should remove him, but we have to recognize that is there. Otherwise, everything we do as an Urhobo community, if it's because you want UPU, if somebody says you cannot be outside UPU talking about UPU matters.
Yes.
You need to be inside.
Yes.
And where is the UPU that we need to be inside to be having this conversation?
Yeah. But that is the thing, though. Yeah, because the other side, who believe that they won the election 3 years ago, believe that they are the real UPU in the UK.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, then you want to ask yourself now, the fact that the President General in Nigeria came to swear in someone does not actually make it the legitimate one, if you ask me. Are you then saying that, for instance, if the President General was indisposed and not able to come here to swear in a president, it cannot be recognized?
No, so I don't know what the Constitution. So I'm going to plead ignorance, and I don't know what the Constitution says.
Yeah.
I don't know. To make the presidency official, we need it to be. We need the President General to come and swear them in.
Is it?
If the Constitution says, I don't know. But people are making a big play of the fact that they were sworn in by the President General. So I'm just going on that assumption. It'll be actually interesting to see if the Constitution says that.
Yeah, I don't think, I haven't read it personally, but, because of my little background in politics, I do not think that, there has to be somebody like, the President General to swear you in for it. Because that is the reason why I asked, for instance. Say, for instance, if Nigeria is indisposed and they are not able to come, does that mean that the swearing in will not take place?
I think the swearing in, well, a form of ceremony would take place.
Yeah.
But I suppose, let's just say maybe it's a letter of recognition.
Yeah.
Will follow if the person can't come along.
Yeah.
So even if, if you take the swearing in out of it, the official correspondence has always, from my understanding, always been with the one side of the UPU, and that's the one that was sworn in that day. But that's the one they recognise. That's the one that all communications to go to. That's the one where they take the registered members list. So most of the Urhobo people in the UK are not recognised as being UPU members.
Yes. So no, but that is the thing that I'm saying, that 3 years ago they were one. They contested an election. A lot of people voted. So those people who voted 3 years ago, they were UPU members, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So at what point did they stop becoming UPU members? Yes.
Yes.
So it becomes really, really difficult for you to then say that this is the real UPU. Are you then saying that there was then, a new registration, and then because of that new registration, those people who were registered before are no longer members? And then if, say for instance, if you then say, okay, the people who registered before 3 years ago, and you say they are no longer members, for instance, through what medium did you communicate that with them?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So at what point did you tell them that they're no longer members? Yeah. How many letters did you write to them to say, listen, we haven't seen you for so amount of time in our meetings. What is wrong with you? Did say, for instance, you call yourself the legitimate UPU, for instance. You've had members who are no longer coming to meetings because they are aggrieved in one way or the other. What exactly did you do to change that situation? Yeah.
You have a valid point, because a lot of people registered to vote. A lot of people voted.
Yes,
automatically, whether one person, one or the other, whoever calls themselves the official UPU should have taken all of those members alongside of them, because they registered to vote. They may not like the president but they are registered UPU members.
Exactly.
I think you're right.
Yeah, they pay their £10 to be UPU members, and by virtue of that, they voted at that election. Now, they're not happy over something. They walked away, not coming to meetings. So what did you do?
You do, yeah.
Yes? Did you communicate to them? Did you write them letters to say, listen, if you don't come, if we don't see you at so time, you're no longer a member. We will delist you from our books. Was there such a thing? Because I'm just asking this question out there for Urhobo people to find out.
But I just want to ask a question, and you might not know the answer, but when we register, because I voted in the last election, was it actually to be a UPU member, or was it to register to vote?
The question you need to ask yourself first is, what will it take you to register, to vote? You have to be a UPU member first to vote, isn't it? Is that not what
you're registering to be a UPU member so you can vote?
Yeah.
But it's just that I suppose I'm just trying to think if then do we pay? I suppose you just pay annual dues alongside, but already because you've okay.
Yeah. The point is, as soon as you are a member, you pay your subscription. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, annual dues. Yes, you need to pay now.
Yes.
For me, or what I know about organizations, I don't know about the UPU one per se. You know what? I need to get a copy of that UPU constitution. I actually need to spend some time reading it. I haven't actually. That is not to say I'm talking from a position of ignorance. That's because most of these organizations, they have nearly the same constitutions.
It's
anyway.
Kind of generic.
Yeah, it's a general thing. So it's not. The difference are just little bylaws here and there. You understand? Otherwise, it's standard. Yeah. Now, for me, for you to vote in an organization, you have to be a member. Yeah. So when you register to vote, and by virtue of casting your vote, that makes you a member of that organization. That is exactly what is being said now, that for you to say anything in the UPU, you have to register, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Mejero, the question that I then need to ask you is this, yeah? At some point you were asked, oh, have you registered? Yeah? Now, the question is, if you voted 3 years ago, where did that question then come from? Because if you voted 3 years ago, then I then need to ask you, did you get a letter of being removed as a member of the UPU in the last 3 years?
No.
Were you called to say, well, why have you not been to our meetings or something?
No.
Exactly.
No.
So it becomes really, really difficult for you to say, oh, this person is legitimate and this person is not. You understand? I'm just looking at it from the point of view of some, these are, how do I put it? These are universal laws. Yeah. You don't need to be a lawyer to know that this is not right. This is not correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I see, for instance, is that we just have a little group of people who, for reason of what they get out of this particular situation, just want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And then it becomes difficult for you to sell that mantra that, together, we are stronger.
Yeah. Because for some people, too many people makes them weak or make them weaker. Because if they can have a small group of people that they trust and know are going to be beside them, they're stronger that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I know Urhobo people very much. I know them very well, and they actually only operate very well in small groups. We don't operate as a big group. Somebody said to me for quite a small population in Nigeria, the fifth largest, why do we still have 24 clans? We're small, but we have 24.
Yeah.
And even within those, they still want to divide again. There is something in us that actually we work better in smaller groups, not in large groups. It doesn't work.
No, I don't think that you can actually, you can. It's difficult for you to then begin to put those two things together, in the sense that, the Urhobo people actually migrated in those little groups that you see.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So it becomes really difficult. Now, listen, yeah, this is a group of people, whether you like it or not, that realized their position years ago and decided to say, you know what, when we come together, we are stronger. Yeah, it's just like the United States of America. Yeah. If we are able to amalgamate ourselves, then have one voice, then we are stronger, isn't it? For me, that is the whole essence of the UPU in the first place. They say, we have 24 clans, we have 24 kings or 25 clans with their kings. Yes, it's very, very difficult for one to say one thing and the other one want to take it. Let's form this umbrella body, have a leader that can liaise with all these people, put all these resources together, and forge a single front, and put ourselves out there as one unit. That's the whole essence of it. Yes. Now, whether you like it or not, in every community there are problems, there are fights here and there. It is the ability to to actually get over those problems that make us better. That make us united. Now, for me, for us to get over these little fights that we have, we need to first of all understand, yes, that we are one and the same people, by virtue of Urhobo of Wovo, Urhobo of Wovo, Urubamarina, and we say Urubamarina means our Urhobo.
This is, yes.
You understand? So,
yes.
So the question is, why can't we just see past that our little cleavages that we hold on to and see how we can pull resources together?
But doesn't it then come back to the pride that we have?
Yeah. I was discussing the other day, at Gans Hall the other day. They were talking about at what age would people stop paying subscriptions dues.
Yeah.
And there was what was the argument? The argument is, should it be 80 or 85?
85. Yes.
So, and then they were arguing about 80 and 85. Then at the end of the day, they agreed on 85. So the question that I asked myself is this: a man who have lived life up to 80, yes, what do you actually need the subscription for? Yes?
Yes.
Now, because I asked the question, I said to myself, I said, listen, we are in a country where when you get up to a certain age, you get free passes, you get free medical,
you get free TV license,
you get free this, you get free that. And then we Urhobo people, we want to collect
up until you're 85,
up to 85. You still want to
collect
collect some monies from these people.
Yeah.
So I asked myself, is there any vision here?
No,
yeah?
but that's quite telling, because when I think about it, the reason why they did that is because if you look at the Urhobo community and the unions and the social clubs, not so much the circles, but the unions, there are no young people.
Yeah, so what do you do?
And the people that are paying the subscriptions are the older people, which is why they have to extend it to such up to 80, because most of the people there, I say the average age there is 60. But I'm not lying. The average age is about 60. And getting older. There are the young people that are falling. There are hardly any. As I said, I joined my dad's meeting. How old's my son? I think 12 years ago. I was the youngest person when I joined.
Yeah.
12 years later, I'm still the youngest person there. Come on. So there is nobody to. This is quite serious, because we do this for the younger generation.
Yeah.
But actually, there is a problem with our generation. There is actually not enough of us to leave something for the younger generation. We're relying on all of these things, all of these UPU and all the unions that happen are full of older people. That in the next 10 to 15, 20 years, they're going to go. But there isn't enough of us behind them to really push it. No, it's a fact. It's kind of what I can see.
But you see that we were, before we started, we were saying that we're going to laugh a bit, just laugh at some of these things. You remember when I made a speech at Ganso the other day, and I said that, this older generation that we see around here, they are nearer to, which is the truth. They are older, so they are nearer to where they're going.
Yes.
You remember? You remember? I said it. And then somebody got up. One of the
and he said, "I reject it." He's not going nowhere.
And he said, "No, that I still have so many years to live." Listen, but you ought to ask yourself, I wasn't wishing my fathers to go, because honestly speaking, they haven't even shown us the way yet.
They haven't. And that's so sad. They have not shown us. They're still fighting for their own. That they're forgetting about the children. And the thing is, you can see that a lot of them should actually be retiring from all of this.
Yes.
Really and truly, they should be retiring.
They shouldn't be coming to meetings. They should be
coming to meetings.
We should be
going
going
at
to
home.
them.
They should be talking to their children, saying, "Look, when you go, do this." But they are still there because they do not want to relinquish the power. They do not want to.
Honestly speaking, it is. I laugh because you can't really get too angry at these things that are happening. So the best thing to do is just to laugh at some of this. But it's ridiculous. It's serious. Relax, guys. You are not even 70. You are 75, going to
Right.
80, and you are
Yes.
still fighting for spoils. Listen,
Yes.
I give you a typical example of what happened this last Saturday at a party that I attended. I went to the celebrant and I'm like, I've got a couple of people there who are not drinking. Are there still drinks, And they just celebrate, yeah. There are still drinks. If you go behind there are still drinks there. Just take whatever you are, just go and give to them. So I've gone round and I've picked one bottle, two, and I've gone round, put. So as I was going towards the table that I was seated, some ladies saw me with the bottles and said, "Oh, can I have one, please?" So I said to her, "Okay, well, I've already taken this for some people. They're waiting for me. Let me just go and give this to them, and I'll come back and get some for you." So I've gone back, to get some more drinks. As I was coming, you will not believe this, yeah? Somebody is way over 70, yeah?
Yes.
Stopped me and actually pulled my shirt, telling me, "Where are you taking these drinks to? Where are you taking these drinks to?" And I'm like, "Oh, we saw you taking one just now. You have to drop this one here." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm telling you, this is true. It's sad, but it's listen." Then I said, because at the beginning I was thinking that it wasn't serious, we were just trying to make fun, yes. So I was like, "Oh, no. I'm actually trying to give to people that I..." And I was, no. Where are you taking these drinks to? Where? And I'm like, so when I saw that he was serious, I was just like, listen, you are not a kid, yes? You at your age, you cannot be fighting for drinks. Go and sit down. I don't even want to speak to you. Honestly, I had to tell him that, listen, you cannot be fighting for drinks at your age. Go and sit down. If you want something, ask for it, and it will be given to you.
Yeah.
So that is how, and this is an Urhobo. Honestly speaking, I'm really, really sorry, but that is the truth. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Our fathers refused to leave this whole thing for their children.
Yeah.
So for instance, we have people who have children who are 25 going to 30 that cannot even encourage their kids to come to these meetings. Rather, they are the ones that are attending these meetings.
Yes.
So that brings me back to this 80 years payment of subscription thing. Yeah. What should you be looking at? Yes. Go for membership drive. Go and get the kids. All you need to do is take up programs that will bring them in.
Yes.
Yeah. Speak. Yeah. I mean, go. It's not about going to parties, going to sit at high tables, deliberately coming late to the party so that you can be announced.
Everybody's making that,
so that they can announce you to come in. Oh, the president of the Urhobo group is here, or the president of this is that has just entered. Honestly speaking, don't take us anywhere.
It doesn't take us anywhere, and it doesn't do anything for the young children,
for the
younger generation. They're not interested in that. It doesn't mean anything to them. You're not actually giving back to them. You're not doing anything for them.
It's really, really sad. You know what, Mejero? You know what? We are going to take a break. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll come back to this particular topic, because we've said a lot, and probably what we're going to be doing is just ask each other some questions about this whole thing so that we can answer.
Okay.
So that we can round this whole thing up. I think that is better, isn't it?
Okay.
Yes?
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Robo, this is where we bring the part 1 of this episode to a close. Stay tuned for part 2 of this very episode 7 of URHOBOCAST. See you then.
Onwe mi o ba ba mi ba, agba ye na so du koko no ikwebe. O so du koko no ikwebe. Obali ni ara ki pe buga wa na mi